what does it mean to you? Probably exactly how it sounds. Trash, garbage, just another thing to forget about because once you throw it away, it's gone, disappeared. I put it in its rightful place. It isn't hurting anyone. Well, what if I told you it's hurting our Earth, our natural resources, our future? And it does matter, more than you could imagine. I'm Emersyn Klick. I'm 13 years old and I'm concerned about our trash pollution. Every day, the average American produces 4.5 pounds of trash. In America, there are 1,900 to 2,000 active landfills.
Because we're not seeing it. We don't think it's a problem, said Mark Dancy, president of Zero Waste. Each year, nations bring about 1.3 billion tons of waste, which is supposed to increase to about 4 billion tons by 2100. If we continue to produce this much waste, by 2050, there will be an equivalent of the content of 4 garbage trucks of plastic being dumped into the ocean every minute, as opposed to now, which is only 1 garbage truck. The first decade of this century has made more plastic than all the plastic in history before the year 2000. CNN Money reports almost a third of all plastic packaging escapes collection systems, and each year the U.S. produces along the lines of 220 million tons of waste, 55% of it ending up in landfills, states the Center of Sustainability and Commerce. The U.S. contains 5% of the world's population. However, America generates nearly 30% of the world's trash. Each year, around $11 billion are spent on cleaning up litter in the U.S. There is approximately 16,000 pieces of litter in only 1 mile of highway. There are arguments about whether or not we should keep the recycling program. The opposing side to this would be that it is cheaper to make new material than to break down and process old material. Also, if people wanted to help the earth, then they wouldn't want an extra fleet of trucks going around each week to pick up trash. The side that believes we should keep the program says that we have tripled the amount of waste the U.S. has produced since 1960, causing multiple problems, and one way to help solve these problems is to recycle. There are also people that say if we put a fee on the amount of trash we put out, it would encourage more people to recycle, and the fee would pay for the cost of the recycling programs. The U.S. EPA reports that 75% of America's waste stream is recyclable, however, only about 30% of it is recycled. We also generate 21.5 tons of food waste each year. If we were to compost that food waste, then that would be eliminating the same amount of greenhouse gases as taking 2 million cars off the roads. 35 nations have adopted the principles of the Basel Convention, a program to stop digital dumping. However, even though the U.S. is one of the highest e-waste producers, we have not yet adopted these principles. The U.S. EPA reports that most discarded consumer electronics end up in our landfills, which is a big environmental problem. On top of that, we are not sure how much e-waste is exported from the U.S., but the EPA is concerned that the exports are being mismanaged on the ships, causing serious health and environmental issues. So far, almost half of the states have passed e-waste recycling laws. However, environmentalists are afraid that we are only losing ground because of the unexpected explosion of devices. 400 million gadgets a year get thrown away in this country, said Annie Leonard. Nationally, she said less than 1/4 gets recycled. The way we make, use, and throw away products in this country is a cause for national embarrassment, and many of the gadgets aren't in need for replacement. 8 million tons of plastic end up in our oceans each year. 750,000 pounds of this coming from the U.S. alone.
So, your question's about trash pollution, but I'm more focused on plastic pollution because that plastic lasts forever. It might photodegrade and turn into smaller and smaller pieces, but it's never truly going to go away.
The billions of plastic in the ocean makes up 40% of the world's ocean surfaces. The plastic can range from large pieces of plastic such as plastic ropes and water bottles to small microplastics such as the ones in your toothpaste and when bigger pieces of plastic break down. Both are about equally as harmful. Our trash pollution has even caused there to form a small island out of trash that you can walk on out in the Pacific Ocean, which is part of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. There are 5 ocean trash gyres in our oceans. The trash gyres form from the ocean current circulating and causing the trash to gather in one place. There's Sarah Gall and Richard Thompson found that 693 species of marine animals are affected by trash pollution in the ocean. They get caught in it, mistake it as food, and when the plastic breaks down, it releases toxins into the ocean, which also hurts them. Once the plastic is eaten, it works its way up the food chain, killing or harming the marine life and sometimes us. The plastic makes the animals feel full, causing them to starve. The plastic can also puncture holes inside the stomachs of the animals, cause blockage or them to choke, resulting in a slow and painful death. In my opinion, the best way to address this issue would be to make it more apparent to everyone in the U.S. about the problems that come from one little piece of garbage.
It all came back to waste. That was the core problem. Climate, our flagging economy, our energy issues, all at its core either caused directly by or are exacerbated by our wastefulness.
We need to put more money towards research for finding a solution, or incentives for companies to cut the waste of products it makes. Also, we need more laws on recycling in America, laws in which strongly regulate what trash goes to landfills, and or laws on the packaging companies use and how much packaging they can use. We also need to make stricter penalties on littering and follow through with those penalties. Some programs in America that are in effect that are helping us fight against trash pollution are Ocean Conservancy and Keep America Beautiful. We need to continue to support, fund, and follow their actions.